How would you like to travel around the island of the Caribbean, Mexico, and zip line through the forest, swim with stingrays, wave run with crystal clear waters, and hike up waterfalls in Jamaica? How would you like to watch whales jumping out of the ocean, walking through lava fields, and seeing the beautiful island of Maui? Hawaii by helicopter? Today's guest will discuss these and other exciting experiences that he has encountered during various trips around the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean with his family. The Humanities Communication Department at Noah Community College presents The New Directors, the show that will introduce you to television's future writers, directors, and personalities. And now, join your host, Carla Campos, to meet the new director.
Thank you for joining us for today's edition of The New Directors. All of the people involved with this program are students in the television production course and are directing, switching, controlling audio, operating cameras, and acting as talent for the first time today. The guests you are about to meet are students who, when not on camera, are behind the scenes, working hard to bring this program to you with as few mistakes as possible. Each student will write and direct 4 different productions. This program will give them the chance to talk about themselves, the productions they have completed, and give you the chance to get to know them and watch their progress throughout the semester. Our guest today is an NCC student in the Film and TV Production course and is a frequent traveler to various tropical locations, including the Caribbean and Mexico. He has taken an interest in traveling and hopes to visit many other locations he has yet to go to in the near future. Now, I would like you to meet our guest, Christopher Cipollone.
How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Good, thanks.
All right. So we know that you have been taking trips to places like Mexico, the Caribbean, and Hawaii since you were a kid with your family. Please tell us about some of your most interesting trips.
Yeah, sure. One of my most interesting trips was probably when I went to Cancun 3 years ago. It was my freshman year of college, and my 2 best friends came along with my family, making it that much more fun for me, having my friends there. One of the most interesting things we did on the trip was go ziplining, which was pretty awesome. We did it through the jungle, and it was pretty incredible. There was a whole course with different height zip lines, and we were really able to see a new part of Mexico you don't get to see at just like the resort or the beach. So, also just walking through the forest was really amazing. My second favorite trip, I would have to say, was when I went to Maui, Hawaii with my dad when I was much younger. I've never been before, and we stayed in an amazing resort, so it was very exciting. We rented a Jeep, and we were able to drive around the entire island as well as see it from a bird's eye view by helicopter. While driving, we approached an old lava field, which was very cool, and I was able to take a piece of lava home with me. Another exciting part of that trip was whale watching. After a long boat trip, without finding any whales, we were getting ready to head back to the dock when a huge whale jumped right in front of our boat. It was a very cool experience. Other places I've been to include Aruba, Dominican Republic, Cozumel, Jamaica, Cayman Islands, and the Bahamas, all shown in the pictures that are being shown right now. Of all the places I've traveled, I would really love to go back to Hawaii because I was there when I was really young, and so it would be great to go again now that I'm older.
Could you tell us why you decided to take the TV production course?
Yeah. I decided to take TV production because I've always been a big TV and film lover. I'm always sitting in front of the TV, which isn't the best, but I love watching TV, and I could do it all the time if possible. I've always watched TV and films, especially live TV, and point out all the mistakes that the crew makes, like where the camera should be at that specific time. So I always would get mad at that, so I thought it'd be cool if I could get into it so I could be good at that. Also, every time I would pick up a video camera, I would never know what all the buttons were for and how everything worked, so being able to learn that was really cool.
What are some of the most useful things you have learned in the TV production course?
I've learned a lot of things about cameras and filming in the course. One of the most useful things I've learned is definitely composition. Once you learn all the components of good composition, it really makes that big of a difference, and those include simplicity, rule of thirds, balance, lines, framing, and mergers. And once you really get a good start on knowing how to film and what to film when knowing those things. I really look forward to not only filming, but also taking photographs now that I know these components of good composition. I also enjoyed learning the actual terms and parts of the camera that I used to stare at before and have no idea what they were. So things like the f-stop, the shutter speed, the transducer, I now know what all that is and how it works and how it affects the overall image and how you can change each thing to make an image different. I also learned how to take good action shots and how it's important to follow specific steps to get those action shots. Like before, I thought you would just pan the camera in the movement that it goes in, but I learned that if you just take it from different angles and get clean entrances and clean exits, it really makes it that much cleaner and more professional.
Tell us about the productions you created for the TV1 class. These were the Learning Project, the Action Sequence, the New England Seasonal Project, and the Orange Project.
Yeah. Well, first I'll tell you about the Learning Project I did. It was fun because it was our first time in class using the cameras where we could do something on our own and put it together. And this is it right here. I tried coming up with something simple in the classroom, and the first thing I thought of was someone bored in the classroom waiting for class to be over. I wrote a shot sheet for it and used the techniques we learned in class to film it. And I think it went really smoothly for being my first sequence. Next was my action sequence. I wanted to show my friend doing a variety of things. I showed her making coffee and tried to get a lot of different angles, including close-ups and medium shots. I also had her sit down in a chair and put her boots on, and I think I did a pretty good job of cutting on the action when she was sitting down. I also had her leave the apartment, walk down a hallway, greet a friend, and then exit using the elevator. And yeah, for still being new at filming, I think I did a pretty good job. Next was my winter project. This project was probably the one I had the most trouble with. We needed to find shots with good composition and use the techniques we learned in class, like poor man's dissolved, shift focus, continuous zoom in, zoom outs, crossfade, shallow depth of field, all that. We also needed to find lines of grace, including the S and C lines. I had trouble finding a lot of these shots, so I struggled with it a little bit, but even trying to find them gave me more knowledge of what they are, and hopefully I'll have better luck getting better shots like this in the future.
Now, I know you had one project that you felt was your best. Tell us about it while we watch a sample of the video you created.
Yeah, my best project, like I said, I think it would be my action sequence I did earlier on in the class. I just think I did a good, oh, sorry, my orange project. It's similar to this action sequence. This is the beginning of my orange project, so it's just the first scene before the orange is introduced. So it's a rough draft, but I think I got a good start. And after this scene happens, actually, she calls off the engagement with that's her fiance, and yeah, then she finds the orange. This is my best project now, and I chose to do the action sequence we did earlier, and this was my favorite because I think I did a good job on cutaways and action shots. It went smoothly. My favorite part was this hallway scene because I got a good mix of long shots, medium shots, close-ups, and over-the-shoulder shots. I got a good shot of her turning down the hallway as well, which I liked. And also, I thought the apartment building had good composition to film walking down the hallway. So, yeah.
You mentioned the variety of things you have learned in this course. What was the most interesting and important skill you learned, and how will you put it to use?
Yeah, other than learning composition and learning the parts of the camera like I talked about earlier, I learned a lot of other things that I will definitely put to good use. Avid editing, which I learned, I found it to be really useful because once you learn how to do each thing on Avid and learn how to actually edit, it's really easy. And now for future, I could edit my own videos, and yeah, it'll be better. Now I know how to do that. So other than Avid, the whole new director's process of learning, switching, directing, all of that, I was very interested in, and I hope to definitely use this knowledge in the future for my career, possibly.
Well, today we got to meet someone who loves to travel and was able to share some of his past experiences with us. As a new TV and film production student, he hopes to continue with the course and learn more about what goes into making movies and TV shows. I would like to thank our guest, Chris, for joining us today.
Yep, thank you.
Yep. And we hope that you enjoyed meeting one of television's future directors. We also hope you will continue to join us each week to watch our progress. Thank you, and good day.
This has been The New Directors, with your host, Carla Campos, directed by Emron Ali. I'm your announcer, Justin DeCausi. The New Directors is a Norwalk Community College student production.